Howdy folks, it's Diecastbuffet here again, back with another video, and this one is going to be talking about the Nascar Duralast Cup Series. So, Sunday, August 4th, is going to be the first race of Season 2, the Daytona 500. So much effort, time, and I mean, just months of preparation have went into, to focus for this one race and this season. I'm excited. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the off-season changes. What has changed in the off-season? New drivers, new teams, drivers leaving, all that good stuff. We're going to discuss that in this video. And without further ado, let's get it started.
Alright folks, so starting off our silly season recap, we're going to start off with Joe Gibbs Racing. Of course, last year's champion being Denny Hamlin, he's going to have a brand new look this year in the FedEx Camry. So he will be staying with Joe Gibbs Racing, of course, and he'll have a new look to the car. Instead of it being all purple, it's going to be, it's going to have some white to it, so that's cool. Martin Truex Jr., he moves over from Furniture Racing now, that's defunct, and now moves over to the Joe Gibbs Racing number 19. Now, Daniel Suarez leaves the 19 car, and more on that later. Of course, we'll have his Bass Pro Shops one and all those cool paint schemes later on, but for now, he'll be behind the wheel of the Stanley Toyota Camry. Over here, we got Eric Jones, who stays with Joe Gibbs Racing as well. He's going to be having the DeWalt Toyota Camry, and we'll be having some cool paint schemes throughout the season. I still have the Axe cars I can run, and I also have the Craftsman one as well. And of course, Kyle Busch, who's going to have a, his M&M's paint scheme and all that good stuff. But he's also going to have his Monster car, which is going to be a really cool alternate paint scheme that he'll be also running in the Daytona 500. So, Joe Gibbs Racing, Suarez out, Truex in, but the most of Joe Gibbs Racing is just a slight tweak, just a slight tweak. That's the way I would see it. Next up is Chip Ganassi Racing. And of course, this one's going to look a lot different than last year. So, Chip Ganassi Racing will be running full-time with 3 drivers. Yes, 3 drivers. So, a brand new look this year for Chip Ganassi Racing. Let's start off with the 1 driver. So, J.B. McMurray has retired. Well, Kurt Busch hops behind the wheel of the number 1 car. And, of course, that's sponsored by Monster Energy. So, a brand new look for the 1 car. And we got a brand new team, the number 40 car, driven by Tyler Reddick, who left Gilbert Noss Racing, which is now defunct. He finds a spot with Chip Ganassi Racing, driving the number 40 Coors Light Camaro. So yes, the Coors Light car and the number 40 is back with Chip Ganassi Racing. So that's a brand new entry into the sport. And of course, Kyle Larson is going to have a brand new primary sponsor. So instead of it being, maybe a Credit One Bank car that most series would run, we're going to have the DC Solar car. We're going to have the DC Solar car. That's going to be his main sponsor for 2019, so that's going to be really cool. This is a look at Chip Ganassi Racing. Here's a look at Hendrick Motorsports' 2019 lineup. So, of course, Chase Elliott's going to be staying with Napa, being behind the wheel of the number 9 car, so that's going to be really cool to see if he can get some luck in that Napa car, because let me tell you, he's had some rough luck behind that number 9. And next up, we have William Byron, and back with Exalta, and a really, I think, a beautiful paint scheme. The number is bigger than it was last year, so the paint scheme just looks a little bit more polished, in my opinion. So, can William Byron and Chase Elliott pick up another win? Both of them won a race each last season, so maybe they'll get another one this year. Who knows? And of course, Jimmy Johnson, who's pretty much the biggest change at Hendrick Motorsports, of course. Brand new crew chief, and of course a brand new sponsor. So Lowe's is done with NASCAR. It's now Ally Financial, and they're going to be on board the 48 car in season 2. So that's going to be a cool sight to see. Of course, the Nationwide 88 supporting a brand new look. So it's more of a white and dark blue look rather than maybe a blue and a slight white look. So think of it as an inverted but slightly darker paint scheme. But this is Hendrick Motorsports' 2019 lineup. Here is Stewart Haas Racing's 2019 lineup. So, Stewart Haas Racing last year, they were good, but they did have some oopsies here and there. So, Kevin Harvick's going to be running a full season, so that's great for him. He's going to have the Busch car and the Busch Light car to go with it. that's going to be exciting to see this paint schemes change week in and week out. Of course, we got Eric Almirola, who's back behind the wheel of the Smithfield Ford Mustang. And yes, Mustangs, guys, Mustangs. So Almirola is supporting a beautiful paint scheme there. Got Clint Boyer's going to be behind the Rush Truck Center's car. So he's going to have a bunch of paint schemes this year. The guy who finished second in points last year and won the Daytona 500. He's going to have a bunch of new sponsors this year. And of course, the 41 car is going to be making its first start this Sunday for the Daytona 500. So if you remember last season, the 41 car didn't even run a race. So Daniel Suarez getting the opportunity to drive the 41. So this is considered a brand new entry. And I might add, it is one of the best looking cars, if not the best looking one, on track. Here's Stewart Haas Racing's 2019 lineup. Team Penske is back in business with a full 3-car lineup, and some familiar faces are back on the car. So, of course, Brad Keselowski is going to have a full-time primary sponsorship with Miller Lite, so that's great to see the Miller Lite Mustang. It's a beautiful paint scheme. Last season, there was no Miller Lite car, but guess what? We are going to have that for this season. I made sure to get that done. Ryan Blaney's going to have a really cool alternate paint scheme in the Monster Energy Mustang. So I will have some other Blaney paint schemes, so don't worry. That car is going to be an alternate. It's going to run the Daytona 500 along with the Kyle Busch Monster car and the Kurt Busch Monster car as part of a Monster promotional event. But look for that paint scheme to be ran maybe at Auto Club and I don't know anywhere else. Maybe another track. I'm not sure, but look for some other paint schemes as well. And of course, Joey Logano is going to have a Pennzoil paint scheme. Yes, last year we had a Pennzoil paint scheme, but we didn't have the Shell Pennzoil one. We only had the normal Pennzoil one, so we finally got the good paint scheme, so to speak. And the reason I didn't get it last year is because I didn't find it in the wave, unfortunately. But yes, so Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano are going to be supporting their very common and I would say eye-catching paint schemes, and Blaney's going to have some good schemes as well. So look forward to that. And this is Team Penske's 2019 driver lineup. Here is Roush Fenway Racing's 2019 driver lineup, and Roush Fenway Racing is going to have a interesting look in 2019 for the second season of the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series. Ryan Newman steps on board of the number 6 car, so Trevor Bayne is out, and he don't have a job either. He's going to be behind the number 6, and yes, both of these are Fusions, so I will say that. This is a custom. This is going to stay a Fusion. This is going to change. I got the brand new Ryan Newman car. I'll be getting that at a later date, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'll be talking about that later in another video probably. So don't worry about that. We'll be getting the Mustang body for him as soon as possible, so don't worry about that. The Fusions, besides the Custom 1, the Fusions are only going to be allowed at Daytona, this Daytona race. After that, it's all going to be Mustang, so there's only going to be one race for the Fusions. Besides the Custom 1, because obviously that's a custom, and it takes so long to build them. In the number 16 car, last year it was Chase Briscoe. Well, guess what? This year, it's going to be an entirely new driver. It's going to be Austin Cindric getting the call behind the number 16. Roush Fenway Racing let Chase Briscoe go, and they couldn't get a deal, so he leaves, and he's going to be doing a part-time run at the Daytona 500 for the number 31 car. So he'll be running a little part-time gig. But yes, Austin Cindric is going to be behind the number 16. And of course, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. returns behind the wheel of the number 17. And there'll be 3 main paint schemes for the 17 car. There'll be Fastenal, Sunny D, and Fifth Third Bank. So here is Roush Fenway Racing's 2019 driver lineup. Richard Childress Racing in 2019 needs a new era. They have been riding off the coattails of the Kevin Harvick days, and quite honestly, nothing much to show for it. Austin Dillon's going to be back behind the wheel of the number 3 Dow Chemical Camaro. But the 31 is going to go to a part-time gig. Yes, 31 car will be driven as a part-time ride by Austin Cindric. So look for that for a few races. I know Daytona is going to be one of those part-time races. Look for the 31. The reason it's not shown on camera is because it's a part-time entry. All the cars I'm showing are full-time, so that's the reason why the 31 isn't there. But Daniel Hemrick gets the call as the rookie to drive the number 8 car for Richard Childress Racing. So you got the 3, the 8, and occasionally the 31. It's going to be an interesting season, I think, and the 8 car is going to have some interesting paint schemes as well. We're going to have the Caterpillar car, we're going to have the Bass Pro Shops car, and then for Austin Dillon, we're going to be having his, of course, his Dow paint scheme, his Gold Bass Pro Shops paint scheme, and a beautiful Realtree one as well. This is Richard Childress Racing's 2019 Duralast Cup lineup. And here is the rest of the field. And we'll go ahead and start it off over here. So you got Danica Patrick's going to be in the number 7 car. Small team, you know you're going to have that. And of course, Ty Dillon returns with Germain Racing. Paul Menard returns back to the Wood Brothers. And of course, we're going to have the Mustang. After Daytona, we'll have the Mustang for him. So don't worry, Atlanta will have a full field of Mustangs, excluding customs. We got over here, number 26. Ryan Truex returns for Caleb Faust Motorsports. Number 26, Pizza Hut car is going to be driven by Ryan Truex. And then the number 32 Old Spice car out of Go Fast Racing makes their NASCAR Duralast Cup Series debut with Corey LaJoie. The number 38 of David Reagan will be a Mustang once again after Daytona. Don't worry, guys. After Daytona will be a Mustang at Atlanta. It's going to be driven by David Reagan. So look for that. And one of the brand new teams, Buffet Racing South, the number 39 Marquito Chevrolet, right here, driven by Ross Chastain. Brand new driver to the sport and brand new team to the sport as well. The number 43 of Bubba Wallace Jr. is going to be out of Richard Petty Motorsports. That car will return. Number 47 of Ryan Preece. 47 is going to get their first full-time season and Ryan Preece's first season as well. And then the final car, and it's going to be the number 95 out of Levine Family Racing, Matt DiBenedetto in the Procore Toyota Camry, making their NASCAR Duralast Cup Series debut as well. And this is the field, folks. This is the field for the Daytona 500 and every other race after it. This is the field. So you'll see some paint schemes change. They might see some drivers change as well, but this is the official starting off-season change, everything. This is the full field. So you got drivers like Jamie McMurray and, of course, AJ Allmendinger who have retired. But you also got some drivers like Trevor Bayne who don't have a ride for the next season. So a lot of interesting changes going on. But it's going to be an exciting season, guys. Make sure to tune in August 4th on Diecastbuffet. It's going to be amazing, man. It's going to be amazing. Make sure to tune in 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, August 4th for the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series Daytona 500 airing live. Yes, live. It's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Months of work and preparation as we wait into this event. I cannot wait to broadcast it. So make sure to tune in. Once again, August 4th, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Diecastbuffet for the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series Daytona 500. And that's going to be all for this video. I hope y'all are excited for the race. I know I am. Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the new NASCAR content I upload on Diecastbuffet. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope you're having a great one out there. And Diecastbuffet, signing off.